welcome back to the SA Sports Show. Time to talk Southern Footy League.
That's our favourite.
It's our favourite. Well, it's a really good league. I've had a chance to see a few games this year.
Yeah. Our boys got beat last week.
And I know, they're done.
And now they're out, I think.
Well, they're dusted.
They're out. The old Cove boys.
Yeah, they are.
They had a crack, though, apparently. They had a crack.
Well, they haven't had a bad year, but we're going to talk a bit more about that with the president of the Southern Footy League. Craig Warman joins us. Hey, mate.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are we all?
All right, mate. Now, for you, it must be pretty good, mate, because it's taken this long for the five to be settled. So we're right towards the end of the year, and there's been a fight for the last month or so.
It has.
It's now settled.
The top five is,
yeah,
but not the order of the top five.
That's right. Okay, there you go.
Because there's still some interest in some upcoming games.
Yeah, so, there
is. Credit where credit's due. Runellis are coming off the bye this week, so they'll be cherry ripe. We've got a couple of players back from injury as well. Just talking on the Cove, I got to congratulate them. Last weekend we had our return of our mini league Lightning Carnivals for our under 8s, 10s and 12s. We had our under 8s carnival at Cove last Sunday. Absolutely fantastic. 1,500 odd people running around, playing girls and women's football as well as our under 8s for the whole day, from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was sensational to see the kids back.
So these are games?
Yeah, we had 72 games.
72 games, 1,500 participants.
In a Lightning Carnival. Well, that's with parents and whatever, grandparents coming out and supporting. It was just fantastic.
Have you ever seen them play, Greg, the under 8s?
Oh,
have you watched them? Mate, because the umpire the umpire stands in the middle and he looks around, everyone's ready to go, and he throws the ball up and they go, woof. There's 36 of them go, whoa, at the footy. It's great to watch. It's fantastic. And they do it well, don't they, the clubs, when they run shows like that?
Yeah, we started going back quite a few years ago now with 8s, 10s and 12s all on the one day. Yeah. But now we have to have separate days for each grade. So it's fantastic.
Cove had that era where they had a lot of juniors. I think there was one stage that they had like 4 or 5 under 8 sides. Yeah. 4 or 5 again under 12. So, and I know that as different areas have that that numbers of young families coming through their suburbs, but you're right, they know how to do it because of that period where they probably would have been 10 years ago where they just seemed to have probably the most. I think it was most juniors in the
great
Australia.
Great to have it back.
Well, it's a big area, isn't it?
It is.
And they had their little speed bump in the road and whatever a couple of years ago, but other than that, they've done pretty well. They would be reasonably pleased, I think, with their season, given it was a bit of a late start, I think, wasn't it, Prez? With the
coach not coming in until almost the start of the season. He's done a very, very good job. He's been reappointed for the next 2 years. Yeah. So things are looking really good for the
And Morpeth Vale knocking them off on the weekend, that's got to give them a little bit of confidence as well.
Yeah, well, Morpeth Vale needed it because the week before they got beaten by Christie's Beach, of course, one they were expected to win. Yeah. But leading into the final, it was an important win for Morpeth Vale because they play Happy Valley this week.
They do.
Who, again, come up against their nemesis last week in Flagstaff Hill. Yeah. Again, terrific game till half-time, but after half-time they only scored 4 points.
Valley only scored 4 points, yeah? Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I reckon there'll be a few teams happy that I don't think Christie's Beach can make the top 5, but they're having a good run of late.
They are, very much so.
They smashed Port Noarlunga.
Yes.
That was about 20 goals, but even leading up to that, they played some good footy.
Yeah, very much so. Did. So, when you look at their season, wrecked with injury in the first part of it, starting to come good now. Yeah. They've got good numbers going forward, so you watch Christie's Beach next year.
What round are we up to here?
Round 17 coming up, so we've got round 17, round 18, then we're into the final.
And then we're into the final, because the games on the weekend, Flagstaff Hill, Port Noarlunga,
it's one way.
That could be ugly.
Yeah, one way.
That could be ugly. Happy Valley Morpeth Vale, we just mentioned it.
That's important for both sides because they're currently 4th and 5th on the table.
Yeah.
Depending
could go the other way.
Could go the other way, but they'll play each other in a couple of weeks' time in an elimination final.
That's right. So how do you play your cards? Yeah, there'll be a real coach as well. How am I going to go into this? You know,
exactly.
Because sometimes it's a bull of the gate when you do lose, and the next time they're ferocious, or you want to keep the winning run go. So that's going to be a really good clash this weekend.
And then Noarlunga and Cove. Cove's still got a bit to play for. Noarlunga in particular do have something to play for. They're sitting second on the ladder.
Yeah, and Flagstaff Hill, they'll beat Port Noarlunga and get a fair bit of percentage out
That's
of it. So
the thing, isn't it?
they could be knocked out of second spot. So I don't think anyone can catch Ranella. But in saying that, again, that's an interesting one leading up to, because in the following week we've got Ranella and Noarlunga as the match of the day. This week's game.
Yep.
Is of course Noarlunga and Cove at Noarlunga.
Yep.
So looking forward to that one. Haven't seen Noarlunga for quite a while, so they've been travelling on just
They come
nicely.
off a fantastic win, by the way, against Aldinga.
Yeah.
That was for sure. That was a big win as well. Yeah.
Well, it's certainly hotting up, isn't it? Ranella, of course, had the bye. They're sitting up the top of the ladder. They had a really good year. I was with Billy on
Well, they're just going on lovely.
Yeah.
We had a little function down at Ranella, and I was
They're pretty happy at the moment down
guest
there.
with Billy, and they're very, very happy because pretty much all grades are going really, really well, and the club's thriving. There was a lot of people at that function. There's no footy on, just a function at the Ranella club there, where I spoke with Billy and whatever. Great man.
Yeah.
And they're flying, and they play Aldinga this week at Aldinga. So
You'll think they'd win that one.
you would think that
They'll win that one. And again, it'll be a good lead in for them to the week after when they play Noarlunga. That will be a really good game going forward.
And a comfortable Saturday night for Port Noarlunga as well, having the bye.
Yeah, it is. But some good news on the Port Noarlunga front.
Right.
I was actually driving past there the other day, and the crane has actually arrived, and some steel workers turned up for them to continue their new clubroom build.
Oh, fantastic!
That's good, mate.
Hopefully,
That might attract a few too.
it's well and truly underway now.
Well, it might attract a few players.
Exactly.
Okay. Good on you, mate. Great to see you again.
Terrific.
It's really hotting up in the Southern
it's
Footy League. Some big
it's a
games
beauty.
on the weekend.
It's a beauty.
We look forward to catching up with you again next week, mate. Thanks for coming in again.
Terrific.
Really appreciate it. The Southern
thanks.
Footy League is on fire. Back with more in just a moment.